We are going to fuck your mind. I'm gonna DP your fucking mind with you today. But before I do that, without protection. Today, I'm in Koh Phangan, Thailand, and I'm gonna talk to you about exposure. What is exposure? We all know what exposure is. In this case, it's how to penetrate the subconscious mind. In the video that I previously made in Krabi, Thailand, I talked about intellectual and experiential understandings. And there was one key segment in that video, one point that I'm gonna unbox and unravel. Today is gonna be a deep dive on one single little point that I made in the previous video. Okay, we're gonna dive deep. It's called exposure. In this video, I'm gonna share with you what I'm going through right now. The reason that I'm at Koh Phangan, Thailand, wherever the fuck that is. I'm gonna share with you what I'm doing here, why I'm doing it, and part of the understanding of that is exposure, why I'm exposing myself to certain things, and then hopefully by the end of this video, you can understand it for yourself and then do it for yourself in your own life. Okay? By the end of this video, I want you to have a better understanding of where you're currently at, both consciously and subconsciously, and I want you to have a better direction, a better understanding of where you need to go, where you need to take yourself, and what you need to expose yourself to. Okay? So there's a lot of value in this video. It's helped me out a ton. It's gonna help you out a ton. Lock in, give yourself this gift. Let's fucking do this.
All that I want in this life is the chance to do my thing. All that I want in this life is the chance to do my thing.
I want the top. All my people right there in the back of the spot. I need the top. If you know me, you don't know me to stop. I need the top. All my people there in back of the spot. Let them get shot. Yeah.
Let's begin. Okay, so I talked about how the conscious mind is more intellectual and the subconscious mind is more emotional. If you don't understand that, just kind of memorize it right now, and I'm going to unpack each statement, okay? So you have your conscious mind, which is like your thoughts, like, oh, this camera's black. Oh, this fucking light is shining at me, and when I look at the lens, it's fine, but when I look at the fucking light, it burns my eyes, okay? The sunset is beautiful. I have another camera. I'm on a beautiful beach. I'm in Koh Phangan, Thailand. I'm very happy to be here, blah, blah, blah. Those are thoughts. Emotions. Well, I haven't made a video in a while and I'm kind of off of my beat. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I sense a bit of fear. Blah, blah, blah. Okay? What you need to understand, you may not realize this now, I didn't realize this for a long time, is that my life and your life, our lives are governed by our feelings and our emotions. Okay? And exposure is what penetrates your emotions, and more importantly, it penetrates the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind has more control in most people than the conscious mind. Crazy. Fucking crazy. You and I both are being run by our subconscious minds. But with this understanding of exposure, you're going to be able to tame and train your subconscious mind. You've only eaten Hershey chocolate in your life. The only chocolate that you have ever eaten in this hypothetical situation, imagine this, is Hershey fucking chocolate, okay? Nothing wrong with Hershey chocolate, okay? I have my own opinions, but bar none, for this example, you have only eaten Hershey milk chocolate for your entire life. Therefore, it is impossible, fucking possible, for you to imagine another flavor of chocolate, perhaps darker, perhaps more milkier, perhaps more cocoa, whatever it might be. You can only imagine milk chocolate from Hershey's because that's all you've ever had. Yeah, you can kind of think about what it might taste like. Otherwise, with your conscious mind, you can have these thoughts, but your subconscious mind only knows one fucking thing, and that is the flavor of Hershey's milk chocolate. Then, I give you Springle, which is a type of Swiss chocolate, and it's fucking delicious, but that's besides the point. I give you a new type of chocolate, and you try that chocolate. That chocolate all of a sudden, yeah, you can consciously be like, yeah, if I try another chocolate, it'll taste like a new chocolate. But until that fucking chocolate meets your taste buds, your subconscious mind does not know another flavor of chocolate. Now, before, your subconscious was focused on one thing, and then you just exposed it to another type of chocolate. That's not going to blow your mind. I understand, okay? But hopefully at this point you're thinking of where this is playing out in your life. Unless you have had only Hershey's chocolate in your life. If that is, that's kind of sad. That's besides the point. I digress. But you try this new chocolate and it blows your fucking mind. And all of a sudden, your conscious mind and your subconscious mind are aligned on the same path, knowing that there's more than just Hershey's chocolate out there. Therefore, after you have the Springly and you go back to Hershey's chocolate, it's not everything that you thought it was. It's not everything that you thought it was. It's not everything that you ever knew. Your subconscious was exposed to a new type of chocolate, okay? And therefore, it cannot fucking forget that chocolate that it had. One very key characteristic of the subconscious mind is that it does not forget. Your conscious mind can forget things. It can forget facts, names, faces, shit I say to you that you should probably remember, okay? Your conscious mind forgets shit, okay? We have certain mental bandwidth, that's fine. But the subconscious mind does not forget anything. Every single emotion is stored in your fucking body and it does not get forgotten. Whether it be good emotions, bad emotions, good feelings, positive, negative feelings, okay? Does not fucking forget. And if you don't understand this at this point, think of it this way. You will not remember everything that somebody said to you, but you will remember the way that they made you feel. Maybe this is making a little bit more sense. Hopefully this is making a little bit more sense. You do not remember exactly what I told you in these videos. What I'm saying to you and what I'm making you aware of, the knowledge that I'm giving to you, yeah, that's great on one hand. But what's more important, and the fucking magnitude of video, is that I can convey a certain emotion and feeling towards you, and that you will not forget. Even if you wanted to, you cannot fucking forget that, okay? Your subconscious mind will not forget that chocolate. Now, why is this important? Evan, why the fuck are you talking about this? Who the fuck cares about chocolate? Well, chocolate, yes, it's very minuscule, but the example and the dynamic plays out in every single fucking part of your life, okay? Whether it's the camera that you're using, whether it's the beach that you're on, and it plays into all the expectations and thoughts and comparisons you have to everything in your fucking life. Only a perfectly conscious person, I suppose an enlightened person, somebody that's enlightened or has achieved some sort of spiritual development, can make a perfectly logical decision, right? I don't know if we all know that, but that's just something that you need to bar in mind. Keep that in mind, please. Only somebody that's somewhat enlightened, whatever you want to call it, is going to make a perfectly conscious decision, perfectly logical, because what happens? Feelings and emotions get in the way. How the fuck do salesmen sell millions of dollars of pointless shit? Think of all this stupid shit that you've done. Would you have done that if you had a perfectly conscious mind? No. Me neither. I made some stupid fucking decisions. Retarded. You wouldn't even imagine how stupid I have been because feelings and emotions took over the decision process. Okay? Being here in Copenhagen and making this video is actually pretty conscious, and I'm happy that I'm doing it. But there have been tons of other shit, and I'm sure you're thinking of some shit in your mind where this is played out in your life, okay? So what we can do is, instead of being enlightened all of a sudden, because that's going to take time, we can understand the dynamic of exposure. Now, exposure is trying that new chocolate, and then your subconscious recognizes a certain feeling or emotion associated with a certain thing, and then you can make a better decision because you've had that exposure. Your awareness has expanded. So the reason that I'm making this video right now is because I'm exposing myself to one certain thing. One thing in specific, and I'm giving myself that gift. I'm showing myself a bit of love with this exposure that I'm giving to myself. What is it? I'm here in Copenhagen because I'm conducting a yoga retreat. It's a yoga retreat that will eventually certify me to teach Tantra yoga. And what we do every day, what I do with a group of probably 30 other individuals at this ashram on top of a hill over here on the island, we wake up, I do a couple hours of meditation, then I do 4 hours of yoga, then I eat, then I do another 3 hours of yoga, then I chill out, have dinner, and then I do 2 or 3 hours of lecture about yoga, and I go to bed. and I've been pushing myself and stretching my outer character, but I've also been exposing myself to a new level of energy that I have never felt before. A new level of energy that I could not have imagined. The only way that I could have interpreted this energy is if I felt it for myself, and the only way to do that is through action. Giving yourself the exposure through action to a certain thing. Now, before this yoga retreat, yes, I suppose hypothetically I could have thought about what it would be like to have more energy. What it would be like to wake up, not have any pains, stand in better posture, just not be as achy, more flexible, more stable, have my hormones more balanced and everything. It does a lot of shit. It's done so much stuff, and I've only been here for like 5 or 6 days, so I've only done like 5 days of this. I'm gonna be here for a fucking month, okay? So I'll check back in after a month. But I'm giving myself this exposure to a new way of life, a new level of energy, and from here on out, I will never be able to go back and forget what it felt like on Koh Phangan doing yoga for 8 hours every day. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't forget that. Think about it, how it plays out in your life. Think about what it would be like to walk through a bit of fear. I'm walking through a bit of fear right now, and I'm exposing myself to a certain amount of fear. What is that fear? Well, I'm doing yoga all day, I'm eating vegan every other day, I'm not getting the proper protein and nutrition to keep my muscle mass. I'm not working out and training with high resistance training, and therefore the work that I've done to my body, this is a fear of mine, is losing the muscle mass and losing the form that I've created for myself. Okay, I'm getting somewhat out of shape. Wow, this is like super exposed right now. And so I've spent like 4 or 5 years training my body, going to the gym 4 or 5 days every single day, eating properly, eating certain diets to align myself in a way and set myself up for a certain physique that I want. I put in all this work, all this time. What else have I been doing? Been going to the gym fucking 10 hours a week. What else? Well, I could have been doing a lot of shit. And so watching all my work deteriorate, for the time being, I could build it up in the future, is a fear of mine. It's a fear of mine, seriously. Like, it's a really, really big fear. And I looked in the mirror today and I was like, oh my God, my left pec is so much smaller than my right pec, and it's so much smaller than they've ever been, and I'm losing my muscle mass. I'm not as strong as I was anymore. But at the same time, I'm getting more flexibility, my energy is more regulated, I'm getting better sleep, my hormones are balanced, all this other stuff. It's a give and take, but I am watching my body not deteriorate, but just evolve in a new way. But it's a new way that I haven't been exposed to yet, and I'm feeling a bit of fear. I really am. And think about this happening in your life. Where are you having fear? Where are you feeling fear? And where can you give yourself incremental bits of exposure and show your subconscious mind that the fear is just bullshit? The fear is complete bullshit. Me, right now, I know I can just build up my body. I can build up, go to the gym, take some fucking whey protein, and hit the gym hard for a month or two and get all this shit back. Right? It's much easier to build it back once you build it first. I can get all this shit back. My conscious mind is like, yeah, you could totally do that. But my subconscious mind is like, anxiety, fear, what the fuck is going to happen to you? Are you going to die? Are you going to stay fine? What are you going to think of yourself? What are other people going to think of you if this happens to you? All this fucking bullshit. Consciously, you might have a fear. Consciously, you might realize that, yeah, it doesn't make any sense to be fearful or have anxiety to go walk up to a stranger and say hi. It doesn't have any sort of merit to have so much anxiety and fear of speaking in front of a certain amount of people. There's certain resistance that you have to maybe trying yoga, or watching the rest of this video, or meditating for a while, just stopping what you're doing and sitting on the floor cross-legged and observing your breath. You know, it doesn't make a lot of sense in your conscious mind why you should be so fearful and have so much anxiety talking in front of a group. But your subconscious mind is what governs your fucking life. It governs my life too. But we can penetrate it with exposure. And so if you do have a fear or some sort of aversion to speaking in front of an audience, okay, you can give yourself incremental bits of exposure to that. Okay, the only way that you're going to get past that and you're going to expand your character, you're going to get through that fear is if you expose yourself and your subconscious experiences the action of talking to a group of people and not dying. Right now, your subconscious thinks that you're going to get rejected and that you might actually fucking die if you speak to a group of people and you fail, right? It's a survival instinct. And so your subconscious is like, fuck man, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna go up there, I'm gonna say the wrong thing, fuck. And you're like, fuck, I can't do that. And I get all anxiety, get all twitchy, my stomach starts turning, blah, 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 blah. I start moving, I start twitching, like I said before, and it's no bueno. You're not being yourself, and it feels fucking awful. Nobody loves, nobody even likes, nobody even cares for being anxiety or nervous, for having anxiety or being nervous, right? Nobody wants that. How do you get past that? How do you get past that fear? You give yourself that exposure. You get in front of a couple people and you say hi. Okay, you go take some sort of class. Okay, you go take a wonderful public speaking course run by Miss Stice at Normal Community College and gets you loosey-goosey and show your fucking subconscious that you're not gonna die. And once it interprets that, and once you step off of the podium, you go sit back down and you smile to yourself, you feel that anxiety, but your subconscious has just downloaded the fact that you're not gonna die when you go up and you talk to a group of people. It's not going to happen. You're going to be completely fine, and rejection is okay. I have a video about social momentum. Social momentum is one of the most powerful dynamics and tools that you can use to better network with people that you otherwise couldn't, right? If you can understand that, if you can fucking understand social momentum and just momentum in general, which I'll talk about in another video, because it plays out in socializing, but it also plays out in a macrocosm of the entire fucking universe and every single thing that you fucking do in your life. But social momentum, if you can master that, you will be able to network with anybody, and you will be way better at socializing than I am right now, okay? I'm still expanding. If you can understand that and you start doing it faster, you're gonna blow the lid off this shit. With social momentum, what I didn't say in that video was that, yeah, to have some sort of anxiety doesn't make any sense in the conscious mind to talk to somebody that you don't know, to walk up to a stranger, to give somebody a compliment, to give somebody a high five, right? But what are you doing? You're taking conscious action, and you are showing your subconscious mind that it's totally fucking fine. Consciously, you're like, I shouldn't have anxiety. Subconsciously is like, I should have anxiety. How do you show your feelings and your emotions where the fuck they stand? You take action. You penetrate your subconscious mind via exposure. Now, I could go through a list of things where I've felt anxiety and my subconscious mind has been running my life, where it ran decisions and made me think of really, really fucking stupid shit. Really, really dumb stuff. Really fucking dumb. When I say really, really dumb, I mean like fucking retarded decisions. This video is already long enough and I don't have enough time to talk about all my stupid decisions. One, I can't remember all of them, but two, I remember how all of them made me feel. Why? Because the subconscious mind doesn't forget, the conscious mind does, okay? Cool. So, think about it with you. We're gonna transfer everything over to you. Where do you need to show yourself some bit of exposure? One place that you might find is that you want to show yourself what it feels like to be in shape. Okay, I'm showing myself what it feels like to get out of shape. But the first step is showing yourself what it feels like to lose some weight, to be lean. Be a lean, mean, fighting fucking machine. Unless you're a pacifist, that's totally fine. You could just be a lean, mean machine. Be a lean, mean machine. Get in shape. Show yourself what it feels like to develop your body in a fit manner. Get in shape, lose some fat, maybe gain some muscle. If you're a chick and you don't want fucking huge shoulders, you don't want to look like a dude, that's totally fine. Show yourself what it feels like to be in shape and have that physical energy momentum, okay? Another thing that I would highly advocate is meditation. Show your subconscious mind what it feels like to meditate. Show your subconscious mind how stupid it is to have aversions towards sitting down, observing your breath, and really taking in life for what it is for only like 10 or 15 minutes. It's not that long. It's only like 600 seconds, okay? 10 minutes, it's not gonna kill you. Your subconscious mind is probably like, it's gonna fucking kill me. I need to do something else. I probably have another item on my to-do list to do. I wanna eat, I wanna have sex, I wanna sleep, I wanna make a phone call, I want some love for somebody, I want some more dopamine, I want some attention. There's a lot of things that your subconscious mind could be making you feel, okay? But just be like, I'm gonna give myself a little bit of exposure. I'm gonna expose me and my subconscious mind to what it feels like to meditate. That is why I'm able to meditate every single day, because I know I have internalized, yes, consciously I realize this, but subconsciously I have felt what it's like to meditate every single day, and my subconscious mind is like, you need to do this. Evan, you fucking need to sit down. Your conscious mind is actually taking more control right now. Dude, you need to relax the fuck out of what you're doing right now and meditate. I wake up every day. I have a bit of resistance when I'm waking up. My mind's spinning. I'm thinking about what I need to do. I need to write down my to-do list. I need to edit this video. I need to go shoot this video. I need to think about all the things of what the video is going to entail, all the lighting, the time of the day, the angles, all this shit. The background, do I get this mountain in there? Do I get the whole beach? Am I overexposed? Is my face? Do I bring a light because it's like that time of day? All this shit, okay? I'm still human, but I have understood the dynamic of exposure. I have allowed my subconscious to be aware of and experience what it's like to meditate. And then you incrementally add it on, build up a bit of momentum, and then your subconscious mind will be like, hey, it's a great fucking idea to not eat that chocolate. It's a great fucking idea, let's not eat that gluten, because you experientially understand, because you felt what it fucking feels like to eat that gluten and shit out your left nut. It fucking sucks. Consciously, you were like, yeah, like this gluten, it's not good for me. It's gonna make me feel like shit. And then subconsciously, you're like, dude, you do not want that again. And that is how you have a ironclad fucking wall of willpower. People are like, how do you stay on such a healthy diet? How do you meditate every day? How do you go to yoga? How do you go travel? How do you not drink? How do you not smoke? Well, one reason that I don't drink is because I tried not drinking. A lot of people don't know what it's fucking like to not drink alcohol. A lot of people don't know what it's like to meditate every day, 10 hours for 10 days consecutively, and not talk for 10 days. A lot of people don't know what it's like to go travel, to go to a new place where you know absolutely nobody and make and develop a circle of friends. Friends that you keep for the rest of your life, and sometimes better friends that you had back at home where you grew up. A lot of people don't understand this exposure element of your subconscious, how to penetrate your fucking subconscious so that you can make decisions that truly align with who you are and ultimately allow you to act way more proactively than you are right now and than you otherwise would be. Exposure. Give yourself the exposure. Giving yourself exposure is a bit of self-love. On one hand, you want to appreciate the fact that you're able to give yourself the exposure that you have, because it's a bit of self-love and you're able to love yourself to that degree. That's wonderful. And on the other hand, that it's even possible to experience whatever you're experiencing and give yourself the exposure. That it's even possible to come to Koh Phangan. That an ashram named Sri Kali even teaches tantric yoga. I can afford it and I can come here and give myself exposure. On one hand, I can show myself that love. On the other hand, I can appreciate the fact that it's even possible to show myself this love. Love yourself. This video, and I hope this channel, I hope the emotions that I'm giving you allow you to experience my love. I want to expose you to love. And the best way that I can do that without physically touching you and having a conversation face to face is via YouTube. I'm doing my best job. And I think it's fucking working because people have done it for me. Nobody has actually ever told me about the idea of exposure. This is something that I totally came up with and totally realized on my own. Now I assume, because there's so much material out there, so much insights from so many different people around the world about different topics, that this concept is probably out there somewhere, right? It's probably out there somewhere, but I have actually never come across it before in any book, any lecture, any podcast, whatever it is. This has allowed me to come to Koh Phangan. It's allowed me to feel a magnanimous amount of energy, a new level of being, and it's going to be impossible to forget what it's been like to be on Koh Phangan and do yoga every single day. And guess what? I'm only on the 5th day. I have like a month left, okay? So, from here on out, when I have shit to do, when I have work to do, when I have a to-do list, my subconscious is going to be like, yeah, you could go take a nap. You could go eat some chocolate. You could go make yourself feel better. And one of those ways to make yourself feel better is to go do some yoga. Imagine it was as easy to do yoga and it was as easy to sit down and meditate as it was to scroll down 5 more inches on Instagram and check out the next post. That is what penetrating your subconscious mind with exposure is going to allow you to do. And imagine the decisions, imagine the fidelity of thinking, imagine the higher consciousness that you'll be able to cultivate after you start implementing this in your life. You start building a bit of momentum in the exposure that you're doing, and then imagine where you can take your life. Once you start thinking clearly, once you give yourself the fucking awareness and the option, once you give yourself route B and another trail to go down, you don't even know that it's there right now. You're walking along a line, you're driving down a highway, and there's no fucking exits. Give yourself the exposure, show yourself that there are exits. You don't have to go down the lane that everybody else is taking. And you can go down your own lane, live your own life, love yourself, be proactive, manifest who you fucking are, and ultimately lead a life that you want to lead. I love you. I've benefited magnificently from this dynamic. I want to give it to you. I want to give it to you with love. I want to give it to you while understanding that I could take a nap right now, that I could go meditate right now, that I could fucking go masturbate, that I could go do some crazy other shit, that I could fuck off and do a lot of other things that'll give me some really nice momentary pleasure. But on the other hand, I've showed myself the wonderful experience of talking to the camera, sharing my love with you, sharing my love with the world, and bettering the world in a way that I've bettered myself. Thank you for watching. Expose yourself. Like and subscribe. I love you. Peace. Oh, and enjoy the sunset.